Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Leo.
And I'm Bella.
From Leonardo's lab. And today we're going to the Wisconsin Big Cats Rescue and Education Center located in Rock Springs, Wisconsin.
Let's go!
So I am one of the founders here at Wisconsin Big Cat Rescue. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we rescue big cats from all over, private owners, circuses, zoos, all over the U.S. And then this is their forever home.
Why are they here?
Mainly because there is nowhere else for them to go to. Because like when we get a call for a cat that needs to be rescued, a bigger well-known zoo will not be able to take that cat on just because a lot of them are part of species survival programs. So they only exchange between the different zoos and stuff like that. So they wouldn't want to take on a cat that they have no idea the background of it. So there really is nowhere else for them to go to. So without rescues around, these guys would not be alive today.
Why couldn't we just release them back into the wild?
That's a good question. So you can't let them go in the wild because they actually have to have a mother to teach them how to hunt. A lot of that natural instinct is still in them, but you can't really train them on how to do it or anything like that. They would not survive in the wild if you were just to let one go. Like with our cats that we have here, they're so used to the same routine every day. They hear the four-wheeler start up with the wagon and they know what time it is. So if one were to get out, all we have to do is start the four-wheeler and they follow it wherever it goes, just because they know that brings them their food. But they're not going to get out of here because we're regulated by the USDA, same people that inspect your zoos and everything like that. So they always inspect an enclosure before a cat even goes in there.
Speaking of food, what food do they eat?
So with all of our big cats, they will only eat raw meat. So nothing cooked or smoked. It has to be raw meat, same kind of meat that you would buy from the grocery store, except you cook yours first. They would turn their noses up at it if you offered them already cooked meat. So each one of our cats usually gets anywhere from 2 to 15 pounds of meat a day.
15 pounds seems like a lot to digest.
Yep.
They must need really big toothbrushes to brush their teeth.
Usually they don't see a regular dentist like we do. So we have a vet. He is on call 24/7 for us.
What types of frozen meats, like rabbit, stuff like that?
Usually the frozen meat that we would give them would be chicken. It would have bones in it. And then just mainly like chunks of beef or ground hamburger that we would give them. With beef bones, they're a little bit harder for them to digest, so we just don't give them any frozen beef with bones.
This is Dozer. He's a male black leopard, born June 5th, 2007. Dozer is a rehome from another facility. This is Minocqua. She's a Bengal tiger. She was born March 28th, 2017. She's a rehome from another facility, just like Dozer. Why did you start this business?
Good question. So Bam Bam, the one we're right in front of, he's kind of the whole reason why we're here. So when myself and my husband started this, we started the wrong way. We actually started doing a picture taking business where you stand behind a table with a young cub, get your picture taken. We did it for about a month, realized how stressful it is on them. You can't get a normal cub to sit still unless you drug them. So that's when we looked a little more into it, found out what the need for rescuing big cats was, and decided to flip our whole thing around. So we have been doing this for 18 and a half years.
What's her name?
Lucy is actually short for Lucifer. She's our little devil child. She was 3 months old when we rescued her. She came from a zoo that didn't want her anymore. They did use her for the picture taking thing, when typically they could use them up to about 5-6 months old. We understand why they got rid of her so young. Just her personality, as you kind of noticed when she came running up. She is our biggest stalker that we have here. Any sudden movements, it gets her to kind of go after you.
Are these guys sisters?
They are sisters, yeah. They will turn 17 in September, so they've been together since day one.
And why are they both white?
So what makes them that color is a recessive gene. Both parents have to carry that gene in order to have a white one. So their mom was orange and their dad was white, but she also carried that gene, and then that's why they are the white color.
They seem lazy.
Yeah, kind of like a typical cat. They'll sleep about 20 hours out of the day.
What is this? It looks like a treehouse.
It does kind of look like a tree house. So this is an enclosure we actually built for leopards several years ago. They have passed on, so now we have 2 African servals in here. They're excellent climbers and jumpers, so they do have to have that roof over the top. Otherwise, if they didn't have the roof on, they'd be in one of the trees stalking us.
What's this tiger's name?
This is Memphis.
Memphis is a long name.
It is, yeah.
So why does he scratch himself on the fence like that?
So big cats have the scent glands in their cheeks just like regular cats do. So he's actually marking his territory when he rubs his face like that. And then also that must feel really good on them. Kind of feels like somebody's rubbing them as well.
So what are their names?
So these 2 are siblings. This one is the Joker. And then the other one chasing her tail is Harley Quinn. So they are African lions. They just turned a year the beginning of May, so they're still babies. So they still have 4 more years before they're full grown. And so they do like to give kisses like they just did. Their tongues are really rough, kind of feels like sandpaper. So if you were to let one lick you on the hand in the same spot for a minute, you wouldn't have any skin left on your hand. And that is mainly for in the wild. When they hunt stuff, they'll lick the fur right off them, and then they'll lick the meat right off of the bones as well.
That doesn't sound fun at all. What's this one's name? And how come he has a maid, but the other one didn't?
So this is Megatron, and he is a male African lion as well. He is 2 years old, and the last male we saw is only a year old. So their manes will actually start to grow in about a year old, and then they will continue to grow until they're 5. But if they are fixed, that whatever mane they have at the time of getting them fixed will fall out.
What's this one's name?
This is Gypsy. So with Gypsy, she is a very, very unique cat. She is actually one of 18 in the entire world. So a Liliger, what she is, her mom was a liger and her dad was a lion. So when they cross together, you end up with a Liliger. But nobody really knows a whole lot about them just because there isn't many of them out there. She just turned 5 middle of June. So we think she's done growing, but we're not sure on that because what her mom was a liger. A liger is a cross between a male lion and female tiger, and they don't stop growing their entire lives. Biggest one on record is 1,200 pounds.
I noticed that the things on her head is probably the tiger and the rest is the lion.
So those spots that you see, lion cubs are actually born with the same spots like she has, but they do slowly fade away as they get older. With her, we've been told that those spots will not disappear, they'll stay on her. So it makes them kind of unique, because with the liger, what her mom was, they look similar in color, but they have stripes like a tiger that are kind of faded. So that's how you can tell the 2 of them apart.
What else do you have here when people go and visit?
We have a couple different things. So farther down there, we do have our gift shop. So different souvenirs, things with our cats, pictures on there and stuff like that. And then we do also rent out 2 different cabins where you can stay overnight with the big cats.
Thanks for meeting with us today.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun giving you guys a tour. I'll tell you a little bit more about us. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. So we rely entirely on donations from people like you guys coming through to see the cats. Our food costs are very high right now, cost of meat way up there and stuff like that. So we're really dependent on donations and stuff like that. We do accept deer from deer hunters as long as they're gutted, skin, still cold temperatures out. And if you're cleaning your freezers out and you have older freezer burnt meat, just raw meat, nothing cooked or smoked, definitely helps us out. We do have a website. It's wisconsinbigcats.org. We do have a wish list on there, different items that we use on a daily basis.
I enjoyed this so much. I hope that you guys do too. This was really awesome. Thanks. Can I give you a hug?
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe and come to this place and donate if you can to keep this place going. Rawr!